Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Cheerio, Ashley. How's the governor?
I'm not going to even try. I wasn't prepared.
Hello, Poppet. That's from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, wow. Was that Johnny Depp's character in particular?
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
it wasn't his.
Was
it wasn't
Jack?
his line, but it was one of the pirates talking to old girl's character,
Keira Knightley's character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Poppet.
I remember that. Yep.
Y'all,
been a little minute.
The first 3 movies were my movies. Okay.
It was good. It was very good when it started.
So good.
Good and creepy.
Yeah. Y'all, I was looking for my British accent because we are going to Oxford, England. We are recapping one of Netflix's top films based off of a popular book on Book Talk, My Oxford Year. It is 1 hour and 52 minutes, rated PG-13. It is a romance comedy drama released August 1st, 2025. Here's the summary. When Anna, an ambitious young American woman, sets out for Oxford University to fulfill a childhood dream, she has her life completely on track until she meets a charming and clever local who profoundly alters both of their lives. Here's the cast. We have Sophia Carson as Anna de la Vega, Corey Milcrease as Jamie Davenport. While preparing for this film, I was looking at different interviews, and this is his first film. He's only done TV up until this point. So,
oh yeah, doesn't feel like it.
It does not feel like it because I will stand between the heavens and the earth for you. Do you love me? I do. What he said, I cannot breathe when you are near. Oh my God, y'all, check out that recap and that series because that is some good ass TV. Okay.
Set a very, very, very high bar for Corey's career.
Period. Poppy Gilbert as Cecilia Knowles. I didn't know she was related to Beyonce and them. Dougray Scott as William Davenport. Shout out to Ever After. I was like, this man looks so familiar.
Yeah. He was also in Mission Impossible, the second one, as a villain.
Yes, he was. That's all I'm going to do for the cast. Okay, we have Ian Morris as director. And as I mentioned, this is a popular book, My Oxford Year. Julia Whalen is the author of that book, but she is the GOAT voice actor for some of my favorite books. Y'all, like, I don't know if y'all really truly understand how good this woman is. I mean, The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, The 7 Husbands of, what's that woman's name? Evelyn Hugo. Like,
I was in Books & Co. the other day and saw that on the shelf and was tempted to purchase it because I knew it was going to be coming to the screen soon.
Please. And
well,
so,
I have an Audible subscription. So it's always like, why would I buy hard copy when I have an Audible subscription?
Well,
but support your local bookstores.
Yes, always. And your libraries too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I get most of my books. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Ashley, because this is part of the reason why we're actually recapping this movie is because with I think post pandemic, I feel as though a lot of my millennial sisters are having a resurgence when it comes to like loving books again. And there's the, whole book talk situation. A lot of these production companies are literally riding the wave of the popularity of some of these books. And Netflix is actually one of the main places that where some of my favorite books are going to be coming on screen. I did not read this one. This actually was a DNF for me. And now I see why. Glad I didn't finish that book. But The People We Meet on Vacation, written by Emily Henry, is coming next year, highly anticipated. One of my other favorite books, The Love Hypothesis, is going to be available on, I believe, Prime Video, starting production. So, like, I'm curious as these, fan favorites make their way on screen, if it's going to be, a success or a bust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is definitely one of the first. So speaking of ratings, Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave this film 32%, audience gave it 41%, Google users gave this film 58%. Ashley, what's your grade for My Oxford Year?
Yeah. So this was definitely what you call it, a DNF for
Yes.
me as a film originally. I threw it on thinking, end of day, nice little rom-com to wind down with. And we're not in the spoiler alert yet, so I won't go there, but things happened. And so because we were doing the recap, I dove back into it a second time. And even outside of the reasons for not necessarily wanting to finish it, I'm just not feeling the movie. I'm not feeling the love story. I'm not feeling the chemistry between Corey and Sophia. I've seen it done much better with Corey and someone else.
India.
I loved Queen Charlotte so much. I used to rewatch it every day. And so I just think that the bar is too high for me, probably with him right now, generally, but also, when you get the feels in a rom-com, when you get the butterflies, when the chemistry is chemistrying.
Yes.
And that wasn't this. So for me, it's a C.
You and I are on the same page. Shout out to my literary pun there. Okay. So I was like, did I miss something? Like I I wanted to talk about it because again, this is if y'all are gonna be putting these very beloved books on the screen, I need for y'all to come correct. Okay. And this is not a great adaptation at all. It's like, it was so corny. It was so corny. And all the places that was supposed to be funny, they were not funny. And I appreciate Sophia. I came to know her through her work on Descendants. Yes, I've watched all the Descendants movies. Something about her, like I think she's gorgeous, but like she was like too perfect. Like she didn't have
she wasn't layered.
Dimension. Thank you. I was about to say dimension. You said layer. We're all on the same page because I just felt like, yes, I understand you can be very type A and have your plan. What she said, college, Oxford, Goldman Sachs, right? Like she had her plan. And the moments where she was supposed to, metaphorically let her hair down, I didn't believe it.
Man, my favorite thing she's been in was when she was a dancer. And
yes,
she
with the kids
and she had character,
yes.
she that felt like it fit her or she fit it. I don't know which it is.
And it's so funny that you say that because me too. And it's like, is it the direction or is it the writing? But she's also a executive producer of this. Yeah. So I'm just like, did she not see what we saw? Like, I don't know. And to your point,
sometimes Corey, I wonder if women of color just, we're happy to be there sometimes.
Listen.
And can be main character energy.
But guess what? And same for Corey. She got herself an executive producer credit. He got himself a first film, as the lead. That's so interesting that you say that, because it's like, you know what? This is what we got, and this is what we're going to put out.
Yeah. Like, I'm the lead in a
So,
Netflix film. I mean, this is her second. She did The Life List not too long ago as
yes.
well.
And before that, she did, I believe it's called Purple Heart with
Yep, with
our
her and
boo
yep, the one
from
dude where he went off to the military. Yep, you're
yep,
right.
yep.
That was a better film too.
Yes, yes,
That was a
yes.
better film than this too.
So I know she's capable, but this film didn't deliver. And so this is how we felt about it. It's a C for me too. So here's spoiler alert. I think it's really interesting because the origin of this story in general, I guess Julia Wayland was working with the writer on the screenplay. The writer ended up shelving the project. Julia liked the concept of the book and thought it needed to be in a longer format. So this was her first novel, her debut novel. I always thought it was so funny because I'm like, she's such a prolific voice actor, and again, she is fantastic. She's also read all of Emily Henry's books too. So if you've listened to book lovers, people we meet on vacation, literally all of her books, she's the voice of it for audiobooks. Again, fantastic. I was always I laughed to myself because I'm just like, you read so many books. I wonder if you're like, hey, I could do this. You know what I mean? And so she wrote her book. And then I guess she later worked with Bennett. Her name is Allison Bennett. There are differences between the two projects. One of the most notable for this particular film is the main character. We have Anna de la Vega. What's interesting is she's an English major and she's taking a year in Oxford. And then the goal is to work for Goldman Sachs. In the book, the character name is Ella Duran, and she's an American Rhodes Scholar, but she is a political campaign consultant. So I thought that was really interesting. And then I'll talk about it a little bit later as well. The endings are also significantly different as well. But shout out woman of color, Sophia. She's starring in this film. She got a chance to bring some of her culture in this movie. I thought it was funny that in like the intro scenes, they show her family looking at a movie and showing Oxford, like she's going to Oxford. And that brought a smile to my face because, you and I talk about this all the time, how, TV and movies are very influential in introducing different places to the world to us.
Shout out to Rob Lowe.
Yes. Shout out to Rob Lowe.
Dayton native.
Is he?
Yes.
All these Ohio people we've been talking about lately. But yeah, it's very on the nose too, because they're like, she's an English major and she had like literally all the classics on her bookshelf. Ashley, what were your initial thoughts on Dear Anna?
And to your point, I like that the infusion of her being a Latina and her family speaking Spanish and all these things, not trying to whitewash it because, I love Jennifer Lopez, but I didn't like the racial ambiguity that she would be comfortable with.
Lived in that space for a long time.
Like, as much as I love the wedding planner, I'm like, girl,
you're not Italian.
To be what? In that movie?
It's so funny. I didn't even cop that until I was like an adult. I was like, wait, did they make us think that she was Italian?
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be like Sicilian or something. I'm like, girl, you are Puerto Rican, baby. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
And I don't like it. It's her prerogative, but I don't like it. So I'm glad that Sophia is not going down that path.
Quote unquote wasn't ready, right? So they couldn't. Sure. You remember people couldn't handle her booty, and then however many years later, her butt ain't even on the same spectrum as like Cardi B. You know what I mean?
I'm not. She can do what she wants to do. It's just not I don't like it. Is all I'll say. She did what she had to do for her career.
I get it. Yeah.
And she's been in things that I love, but every time I watch The Wedding Planner, that disturbs me. So glad Sophia's not having to play these games. I guess J-Lo crawled over glass so this girl could walk. Okay. here we are.
Oh, that tickled me. The first. Okay. Anna is wide-eyed and bushy-tailed walking through Oxford. I'm not gonna lie, thinking of past projects, I'm like, this is giving Saltburn. This is giving Discovery of Witches. Shout out to that show. That show was done impeccably well. AMC knows how to do production, okay?
Yes, they do. AMC is like the cable Apple TV Plus, in my opinion.
Yes, yes, quality content,
The
visually
sets,
beautiful.
the
Yes,
character development.
yes. Shout out to our other fave, Interview with a Vampire.
Bro, some of the best television I've ever seen. Not gonna
Period.
lie to y'all.
Again, floating through Oxford, and she runs into an interesting local at the fish and chip spot. What makes him interesting is he was hiding from a lady, and he's also the person who ran over a puddle that got onto her. And I think this was supposed to be their meet cute Ashley. We kind of alluded to it before, spoiler alert. And just even looking at the promo run ahead of this movie, their interviews weren't even giving. Like, I know they were trying to do the whole enemies to lover situation. Were you ever convinced, Ashley?
No, baby. No. When I've seen Soulmates, there's no going back. And I've seen it done better. I still rewatch Corey and India interviews.
They brought me so much joy, Ashley. They were so good. And he knew her so well. She knew him so well. Like, it was so good. And I even love the speculation of are they, aren't they? Obviously, they were not, because he's been in a long-term relationship or what have you. But I was sold. I was sold.
Long-term relationship be damned. They are together in the universe that occupies my mind. They are together.
Taking a page out of, the Marvel universe. Yes, on a different timeline, they are together.
They are together and drinking tea and minding their business. And I love that for them. So no, I was never convinced. Back to this film, I was never convinced. I feel like his character was interesting. She absolutely bored me from the moment she got off the plane, the bus, whatever, in them fugly shoes. Like,
well,
I was not attached to her as a character. And again, this is no knock on Sophia, because I have liked Sophia and many other things.
Correct.
This particular character just did not move me at all. I felt like I was watching a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
Ashley, and a one-note woman.
Yes. It's so funny because by the time I got through this whole ordeal, even at the most, sentimental parts, it was giving Hallmark for sure. Like, I guess I was disappointed because I'm like, this feels cheap. This doesn't feel like material that came from original IP. It felt very formulaic in some ways, right? Especially with the introductions of her friends. We have Charlie, Maggie, and Tom. They felt so generic, and they felt like they honestly checked off quotas of BFFs, like, of secondary characters. I was thinking about this too. I was like, I don't even have a freaking MVP for this movie. I'm like, if anything, it's probably just Oxford, because I thought being on a campus like that, I do think it's gorgeous. I mean, if you don't think about, like, the injustices probably from centuries being around as long as it's been, thinking about equality and things along those lines. But everything about this movie should have worked. Like, this man sprayed pond water on you, not pond water, pothole water on you. Mm-hmm. And you had this interesting interaction, and he's my teacher. Who would have thunk it? It should have hit Ashley, but it didn't. One of the things that they were very big on pointing out within this film is to live deliberately.
I mean, that's a beautiful message.
Eat cake. every chance you get. And actually, that was one of my questions.
Unless you're
What did you think
diabetic.
about?
Let's
What
be
did
for
you think
real.
about this over overarching theme of this movie?
Yeah, no, I think that's beautiful, and that life is to be lived and make every moment count. Again, cliches, but beautiful. Um, don't eat cake all the time. Just FYI, the cake they had looked dry.
First of all, weren't they some thick ass pieces of cake? I
That
was
was
like, who's
some
eating all of that?
no, some dry little cake. I don't know what that was, but the overarching message was lovely, especially as we get into it and we realize the complexities. It makes a lot more sense.
Yes. So her new formed friends, who again, she created these friendships solely off of forced proximity. They take her to the loo, or not the loo, they take her to the pub. The loo is the bathroom. But Cecilia was very, very much an mysterious character for me. I will say that was intrigue. Like you see her hanging out with Jamie first at the fish market, and then at the pub where she's like, "Oh, let me introduce you to eligible bachelors." I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" Like, did you at any point think that Cecilia was with Jamie?
Yeah, for sure. He definitely at first came off as a little playboy, and this is a friend, quote unquote, and she's trying to steer the new pretty girl in the opposite direction. Absolutely. That was my first thought and impression.
Yeah. The only line that I thought was funny was like, "Oh, you have a harem of girls." He's like, "But aren't a harem of girls patient?" That was the only line that I thought was like, "Oh, I got what you were trying to put down there." And actually, another common statement was that the best bits of life are the messiest. Yeah, basically, after a horrible interaction with a douchebag at the bar, she runs out, he finds her, and they essentially go on their first date. He let her know that his first foray into music was a band named Bacteria Overflow. And when she tried to put money where his mouth is and signed him up for drag queen karaoke, he was terrified, but he did it anyway and sang one of my favorite Coldplay songs and the most controversial one in the last month, Yellow.
Oh boy. I
um,
don't know why he didn't punch that dude out though, who was trying to throw water on her.
Girl. And
That
then that's
was
how you knew
worthy of a punch.
that dude weren't worth two pennies rubbed together.
He's
It's like,
terrible.
you're going to berate me, tell me how ignorant I am, put your hands on me and tell me to buy you a drink?
Girl,
Called me a diversity quota?
girl.
I'm surprised she didn't put hands on that man, especially
Yeah.
after he touched her shoulder. I'm like, oh, the nuts are getting this, getting this meat
Said you gonna get a little bit more than some water today. Yeah, that was the only
again.
time that I was like, oh, okay. All right. She got a little feisty.
Everything about this scene should have worked, Ashley. The karaoke, the eating the kebabs, licking the fingers. Like, there was no magic.
There was no magic. It's so crazy how everything has to come together to make movie magic, you know? And I don't think we take it for granted, especially because of how much we love TV and film and stuff. But man, when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Julia Roberts, she was one of one, you know?
I
Meg
mean, the fact that
Ryan,
she was able to do it with multiple leading
that's
men
this is what I'm saying.
says a lot. Everyone from literally Richard Gere to who's our boo who plays the cello?
Dermot,
Dermot.
this is what I'm saying. Like to be a rom-com leading lady, the J-Los, the people who I mean, she did almost had chemistry with Ray Fiennes. That in a horrible rom-com. You know what I'm
We hate
saying?
that movie. Ray Fiennes is a fantastic character actor. We don't need him to be anybody's leading man.
No. Leave that to his little nephew, Hero, this new generation. Leave that to Hero. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, it's tougher than people think because you can't fake chemistry. You can't.
You cannot.
You got to find it from somewhere.
So this story takes an interesting turn when they have such a, moment on their date.
I'm sorry, is no one going to object to this teacher dating a student?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. It is on my notes.
Like, not, you realize not once did anybody say,
so do you have a problem with, professor student relationships?
it's unethical. I mean, it's unethical. Is it immoral? No. But it is unethical
And why is it unethical, Ashley?
because there is still a power dynamic when
Yes.
you are a teacher and you are holding my educational future in your hands and you're supposed to be mentor mentee relationship with your students, not lovers. Like that is affecting potentially my grading of you, that is affecting my relationship with other students and favoritism I may show or not show. It's unethical.
Yes. Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
In the real world, no, I don't think it's ideal. However, in
But
media, like books and movies, I eat this shit up like catnip. Like,
but is it also when there's not a substantial age difference?
So let me tell you this.
Oh,
Let me tell you this.
ooh la la.
Y'all are getting into my book tropes here. Okay, so like boss, employee, professor, student, done right in like books. I love it so much, especially if they're like sneaking around with the relationship. If there's an age gap, I don't hate it. It just depends on what it is. Now, with the professors and students, that kind of grossed me out because you see that in real life and you feel like the old men are definitely taking advantage of the girls and things like that, right? Again, in fictional worlds, that adds to like the tension, you know what I mean?
Because it's forbidden fruit. That's what you
Yes.
like. It's
Yes.
the forbiddenness of the exchange more so than what the roles are. It could be any role that is like,
Yes.
this is
Yes.
inappropriate. We shouldn't be
Right.
doing this.
But we are soulmates and we cannot.
Have you seen Baby Girl yet with Nicole
Not
Kidman?
yet. I know that's a factor,
Girl,
right?
Lord
Is it crazy?
Jesus.
Is it crazy?
And I'm gonna say this blanket statement. I don't like watching people masturbate on screen. And whenever there is a lot of that, take me out.
Wow. Okay.
Take me out. I don't enjoy it.
Not expecting any of that.
No.
Okay. But I'm glad that you brought this up. And the reason why I'm bringing up, like, again, I do like the forbidden nature to those things when done well. And I think it's missing that in this story. Like there was no conversation to your point of like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this, or we should hide, or we should sneak. And at first I thought they were going to go there because their first kiss was like running in the rain and they had to find a hit in the corridor or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, they were very public. All of her friends knew about it. Like, they were giving each other eyes. Like, again, when it's done well in media, I think it adds to, like, will they, won't they type of deal, or are we going to get caught or something like that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
took the sexy out of it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess one could say though, was he a bona fide professor or a TA? Because that could make the difference too.
I was definitely getting student teacher because he was a PhD student, right?
Yeah, so he was probably just a TA then.
Yeah, but even then, if he has the power to grade you, I do think it's dangerous.
I mean, yeah, it if that, like, I could see if your girlfriend just happened to be in one of your classes and there's nothing you can do about that, but to openly start dating someone who's in one of your classes is different.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but he does turn her down. She asked for a nightcap, and he's like, "I had better not.
Probably not.
Tonight." Yeah.
I was salty. I was like, well, damn.
I was like, he is giving major fuckboy energy for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wanna show me this new world and then be like, okay, we're just friends. Like
Okay, Aladdin. Whole new world.
whole new world. Halloween comes around. I always love it when Netflix movies shout out other Netflix projects. So her friend Charlie, she's like, "What are you, Dracula?" He was like, "No, I'm Anthony Bridgerton." And I'm like, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are the bane of my existence and the object of my every desire." Oh my God. That is what we call writing. Shout out to Shonda.
Yeah,
Shonda,
man.
legend. And she showed up as Wonder Woman. And again, it should have been funny that they were the only ones who dressed up at the pub. No one else did, but they had a good time anyway.
Can I
She
say
did,
though, they did the
yeah.
tropey, I'm with somebody else, but I'm looking at you. You know who did that better? Love and Basketball.
Yeah. You know, I always say that I'm not a fan of the movie. And I shouldn't say that. I'm not a fan of the ending of that movie. Because the chemistry was there, the story was
Girl,
there,
the chemistry was
the
fire.
yes, it
Okay.
was really good. I just did not like the fact that she was doing the grand gesture of it all. I'm like,
I understand. All I will always say in
mm,
Quincy's defense is he was lost. He was lost. He needed to be rescued. He did
sure,
from his own
sure,
self. He did. He was lost. His father, his hero, had
yeah,
broken his heart. And parents breaking your heart is something a lot of people never get over.
girl, these are facts. So, okay, I'm glad that you found grace for that man.
Yes, I have grace
Um,
for Quincy. But shout out to Gabrielle Union's shoulders too, because her shoulders are what made that scene epic too. She was doing the all up in the shoulders when he was looking over at her. And that's what I always remember. Like Gabrielle was giving him full body and he's still looking over at Sanaa. Classic.
of course, to your point, they're looking at each other, but with other people. She tried to recreate the magic, the supposed magic that she had
Set
with
herself up for
Jamie
failure.
going to the kebab place, and the guy is such a meathead and he's not even interested. And again, I will never let a man tell me to lick my fingers when I'm out in public. Where are the napkins? Okay.
Hard rule. Hard rule.
I believe in washing my hands.
What if it's ribs or something? What if it's barbecue?
I
Is
would have
that an
had to
exception?
already wash my hands. Me being already outside the
Oh,
public.
that's okay. I got you now. I'm thinking like just generally, like had you washed your hands and you're eating. No, you just mean
No,
like if my hands are dirty, like feel dirty,
I'm
I'm not
out
licking
and
them.
we're stopping by a food truck. I'm not licking my fingers.
Yeah,
Like,
where's the hand sanitizer at least? Give me something. I got you.
whew. But yeah, that guy was not the one for her at all. And Jamie is like, "How was your day? You went to Dimitri's? That's our place." And that's where I'm like, "Fuck boy," because it's like when they get like overly familiar, like so quickly, it's like, "Sir, we only had one outing out. What do you mean it's our place?"
I was so confused. I don't like the games because it's like I tried to kiss you. I asked you back to the house. You wasn't with it. So what are we doing? Where are we at? Why are you suddenly in your feelings? Like I would have played him really hard, me, because I would have been like, what are you even talking about?
Yep. But of course, he apologized by, taking her to one of those special places within the library. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for a good library. I would be so in awe, like if I had to walk up in there and would I want to read anything? I don't know. I just think being around that many like books and knowledge and stuff like that would be like super super exciting.
I've always wanted to go into the library from Beauty and the Beast. That is
Yes,
like
yes,
the best
yes.
library.
It's inspired by a library. I think somewhere in obviously in Europe, Germany, I want to say, but yeah, I'd love to see it. She forgave him. They kiss and they decide to have fun. Fun is the word of the day, Ashley. So if we look at tropes, we went from enemies to what is this
Lovers?
called? Yeah, lovers, but no, friends with benefits. Because essentially that's what they are, right? This is fun. They're
They're
not like
lovers. Being
not
lovers is
official.
not serious either. You can, I mean, Carrie Bradshaw, going back to Sex and the City, said at first with Alexander Petrovsky, she was taking a lover. That's not
Uh,
serious.
okay, okay.
Bringing out all the
Cece.
references.
I know. Well, we got to make this recap interesting. More.
Right? Right. We tried, y'all. We tried.
Cece is trying to warn her, like, I know we're modern women, but is it worth the pain? And I'm like, what message are you coming from? He was very adamant about not allowing her at his place. And I thought that was also a red flag, Ashley. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. If we're keeping this casual, though, you're not going to say anything. But absolutely, you'd be like,
What do
what are
you
you hiding?
mean you always want to come to my place? Like, are
What are
you
you hiding?
homeless?
Exactly.
Yeah,
There would be questions. There'd be a lot of questions.
they're having fun. He's starting to act different, feeling kind of like he's distancing himself. I'm just like, so you just get the draws and now at like you don't want to hang anymore? Things got really shady when you find out that he's like, oh yeah, I'll be in the library or working on his, thesis or what have you, and finds out that he was not there.
The look on that black girl's face when she realized what she said,
Yes.
she was like, anyway,
Oh, and ooh,
here I ain't see him in weeks. Talk
oh,
about.
exactly. But you hanging out with Cece, what's that all about? Well, we find out very quickly that he's sick. Now, I did not appreciate how she barged into that man's room. I'm like, first of all, he didn't invite you to the house. And when he finally did, and you know the number, you just gonna bust through?
I didn't, I mean, that didn't bother me. More so, what immediately pissed me off is the fact that Corey was cast in this feature. When I tell you that I need to meet Corey in person just to be around him as a normal human being without some life threatening issue,
Listen,
I was
that is
utterly devastated, irritated, pissed.
that's so funny that you say that because I was thinking that too. I was like, why is this man sick again in the project?
This is why, this is when I said DNF, do not finish, because I don't want to do this again. I have had to go through the King George journey with this man often in my rewatches, but I always held on to the fact that their love conquered all. This movie ain't even good, and y'all giving my guy cancer.
Listen, listen, and apparently it's genetic because his brother had it and he was in a relationship with Cece. So that definitely cleared up Jamie's relationship with her.
Can I say one more thing and I'm stop
Yeah,
interrupting?
yeah.
If I were the parents, I'd be thinking like, should I have tested my kids or something that both of my children got a genetic form of
Crazy,
cancer?
crazy. Yeah. So when this film took this turn, it was definitely unexpected. So I was surprised by that. I will give that the film this like, oh, he's sick. But to your point, it's just like the rift that he has between him and his father is the fact that he doesn't want to do any more treatment. And his father's like, please, can we try something different? And he does come from a family of means. This is definitely giving. I literally wrote down all the projects that I've seen in the past that it reminds me of. It reminds me of A Walk to Remember with the Please Don't Fall in Love with Me.
Jamie.
Me Before
Jamie.
You. Me Before You. You remember that?
Yeah, devastating.
And of course, The Fault in Our Stars. Especially with the whole live deliberately, it's giving, there's different infinities. You know what I mean?
The progression that you have listed is the progression of devastation for those
Then,
features.
right. But I did include everything and everything. And that one, it wasn't necessarily as devastating, but it
No.
is giving what they call sick lit
But with a happy
literature.
ending for everything, everything. No spoilers, but
Yes, yes.
happy
That's
ending.
the only one. The other one's
Yeah.
bawling my eyes out.
Oh, absolutely. The Fault in Our Stars just took me out. I was not ready for that scene
We saw it
with
together.
Shailene Woodley.
That was a amazing adaptation because I think we bawled. See, this is when we had a mini book club. Shout out to our years of friendship. We had a mini book club. I don't know what made me pick it out. I think it was popular. I was like, oh, let's read it. Had no idea what it was about. No
Mm,
idea. So when we
girl.
got to that point, I'm bawling my eyes out. And then I was like, I don't know if I could do this in the theaters. We watch it in the theaters. It is such a great adaptation. I'm bawling my eyes out, even
I
though I know
think
what happens.
I think the only other movie that made me cry that hard in like my first watch was My Sister's Keeper.
Really.
My
So my
Sister's
top
Keeper
two
devastated me.
for me, it's A Walk to Remember. And then it was The Fault in Our Stars in theaters where I just boo-hooed. And A Walk to Remember, I saw it with my mom and my sister, and we were in the theater, and not one of us had tissues or napkins. So we're like, and I'll take my hands and pray. Like, where's the tissue? To be
Yeah.
only yours, I pray. Now, I'm glad they haven't. Are they gonna be rebooting that, or
I
not
don't
reboot, but
think
like a
so.
remake?
I don't think so. Let
Classic.
that lay. Yeah, let that lay. I think what helps for that one and some of those is like when they don't dwell too much on the person passing away and we kind of just get, oh, they passed peacefully. My Sister's Keeper, my girl's eyes were, she's in the hospital bed. I'm like, are we really about to do this like this? She is a child dying of cancer. Can we move it
Yes.
along? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was gagged though when they were like, "Oh, we had you because we needed."
A spare.
Yep.
A spare body for parts.
Yep.
Jesus.
Now that's gonna do a mental situation
Yeah,
for that young lady. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
So, speaking of living deliberately, he managed to pull strings for her to go to this ball. Oh, and even before that, he tries to shake her off. And she was like, "This is the messy bits. I want to be with
You didn't struggle that much. One look back,
you."
running right
He's
back into
like,
her arms.
all right, all right. But yeah, they go to the ball. She got a chance to meet his dad, understand, the perspective. He celebrates her birthday at his family estate. Shout out to Saltburn. That's where I was kind of getting that
Mm-hmm.
those vibes. But her time is running out with being in Oxford, and Jamie's able to reconcile with his dad a little bit. They work on a model car, but the friends finally find out about his condition when the conversation of let's toast to the next 6 months. And he's just like, I won't be here type of deal. You know what I mean? I was like, what are y'all doing in
Hilarious.
this film? What are we doing? But yeah, he's upset that she's not going back home. He's like, you were supposed to go and I was supposed to do my thing. Do you blame her for wanting to stay? I feel like this is a major decision. Again, speaking of how long is infinity, different infinities less, certain time. I'm gonna have to reread that book just so I can get that quote right.
Or just Google
But
it. I don't think that she loved the life that was carved out for her anyway. I don't even think it was just about him. I don't think she was excited about taking this job with Goldman Sachs and being a financial analyst and these sorts of things. I think it was just the path she was on. And so this just resonated with her deeply, from love, from purpose. And that makes sense to me. It made sense to me, her decision.
yeah, it's some infinities are bigger than others. There we
There you
go.
go.
There we go. Simple. Yeah, I agree. I think her plan, college, Oxford, Goldman, was what she had to do to make it through college, right? But plans change, life happens, love happens, and she wanted to live longer in this infinity. Basically, she stays and she said, we together, we go together real bad.
Oh no.
And at the end, I actually did appreciate what they did with this visual, even though it was very sad. They showed both him and her going on the grand European tour, right? Going on a gondola, going to the red light district, going to Paris, going to Greece. And you find out very quickly that they didn't do it together. She did it alone without him. I want to highlight something really quick. I was looking at people.com where they highlighted like the major differences between the book and the film. And the ending is different because in the book, apparently he decides to get treatment, but they break up. They decided to still, explore their own paths. And obviously, in the book, his bout of pneumonia takes him out essentially, and she travels the world by herself. They talked about how it was a major back and forth on how to end the film. They also decided to go the route they did because they felt like it showed that Jamie made his decision and sought it through instead of like feeling wishy-washy about it. How would you feel if if he decides to get help and then they break up? Like, I think that would have been a harder pill to swallow compared to the one that we actually got.
So he doesn't die in the book then?
I think they leave it open ended. Like, I think he's going to be recovering type of deal.
Well, maybe that gives people hope in some type of way in the book that obviously you don't get with death in the movie. So, I mean, that makes sense. A little ambiguity sometimes creates space for people to, have their own stories that they tell themselves. This would had a finality. I kind of, when I was watching it, wish that they had just stuck to showing them together and not have the additional scenes where she's by herself, just because I felt like, we know he's dying. So just let them have this moment together in their minds and in their fantasies.
I'm reminded of another book adaptation into a film called Dear John. That breakup was, spoiler alert, was hella hard because for me, I was like, they're still alive, right? And like they're
Mm-hmm.
not together. Now, in the film, they made it seem like there could be hope that they would cross paths again. And I'm like, y'all are doing this to appease people. The original book had me sobbing, like,
Mm.
well, not sobbing, but just had me like really heartbroken. Like, oh, they couldn't make it work. So I feel like, yes, in fictional projects, death is very final, but also if the people break up and they still live, there's something to mourn there as well.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I think because we're not living out those existences, though, the ambiguity just gives people opportunity. That's all.
Is what they call the Roman holiday, like things that just live in your head. Like we talked about in our conversation last week, headlines and hot topics, the ending of Carrie Bradshaw, right? Like my Roman holiday is like, how are they doing? Like it's just over and just like that, it's done.
Yeah. Like Carrie just is not, I mean, she's still walking the streets of New York somewhere, right?
In
Like,
our hills. Yeah.
yeah.
Ashley, what are your final thoughts for my Oxford year?
Yeah, this wasn't it, but thank you guys for the effort, as always, for everybody who created this production. Even in the films we don't love, it's still so much respect for the work that
Yes.
everybody puts into these things, and we do not ever lose sight of that. So, congratulations on getting this film out, getting it to be successful on Netflix, all the things. Corey, if you ever hear this episode, my guy, I got to meet you because I just want to see you healthy and happy. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
We appreciate you and your artistry, sir, but we want you thriving and healthy and kicking butt
Please,
or something in your next project.
please,
We don't want him to be typecast.
please. Even if you're a villain, just be doing your thing. Okay? My heart can't take any more of this.
Exactly. Yeah, I highlighted all the things I wanted to say again. Just like it's a if a walk to remember me before you and the Fault in Our Stars had a baby, you know, this is what this is to me.
You're kind.
And well, those are fantastic projects. I'm just saying, like, the direction this film took,
Mm-hmm.
um, with, oh no, I'm in love with a person who might not make it, you know. I think it would have been a lot different if they were able to do more with Anna's character. But then I also felt like the chemistry was off between the two. And I know they're both capable of having chemistry with people, but
Mm-hmm.
we are, that's all I got for it. Ashley, what do you got for hidden gems?
I have no hidden gems for you guys this week. I'm watching stuff that I've been watching. New season, first half, I've watched Wednesday. Been watching The Gilded Age. Been watching The Buccaneers. Been watching, stuff that's already been out in the ecosystem and is just having new seasons coming out. I was just watching previous Hidden Gem season 2 with Seth Rogen on Apple TV Plus. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. So yeah, it's nothing new, just a lot of comfort stuff that I've been, used to seeing. So maybe next week. What about you, Delora?
I have a hidden gem today. It is Solo Traveling with Tracee Ellis Ross, available on Roku. It's only 3 episodes, but it's 3 glorious episodes. It's so good, Ashley. I watched it during my vacation. And what I love about it, and we talk about this all the time on the podcast, we love it when Black women are luxurious, when they're fabulous and they're
Mm-hmm.
fully themselves. I felt like I saw me in how she traveled. Like, yes, the show talks about her solo traveling, but the fact that she quote does meticulously and ridiculously pack like everything. I'm like, I thought it was just me. And I'm like, Tracee is like me. And then she loves a good bougie moment when it comes to her accommodations. And the fact that she's gone to, like, the first episode is where I will be going. We're speaking it into the world, into the existence, to Morocco. I lost my sugar honey iced tea. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, oh man, I don't want people to watch this and think I'm going because of Tracee. I'm like, this has been on my list. Like,
Yeah, don't worry about it if they do. Who cares?
it's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And so it just got me so excited. And I just, she's fabulous. She looks fabulous. I love her clothes. She's obsessed with her shoes. And it's a good time. It's very, very relaxing to watch too. Like, I actually found myself watching it multiple times when we were on vacation. Shout out to Myrtle Beach. We rented a house there. And shout out to people who house it was. I mean, Colleen. Colleen. We love a clean
Nice.
moment. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
please.
but yeah, while I was like cooking or just like relaxing, I had it on in the background because it was visually gorgeous because the places she went to were, vibrant. I mean, her clothes were vibrant. She was out there very much promoting pattern, which I also appreciate because, get that back, sis. It was so good. And so it is the highest rated original show on Roku, obviously. Black Girl Magic. And she's getting a season 2.
I heard. Very exciting. Love Tracee Ellis Ross. That's awesome.
And I love how like approachable she is, even though her mom is the Diana Ross. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get the sense their whole family seems pretty down to earth, honestly. So beautiful. Well, thank you for that. We'll all have to check that out for sure. Guys, thank you for listening to this episode. We appreciate it. Feel free to let us know in the comments, on social media, on Spotify, wherever, what you guys thought about this film. Good, bad, ugly. We love it. Appreciate it. We will be back with more in headlines and hot topics. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.